Hey there everyone. Today is Thursday, April 17th. The time right now is approximately 4:25 p.m. and the temperature is a very mild, slightly breezy, 8 degrees Celsius, feeling more like 4 degrees. And I'm currently at the intersection of Cosburn and Pape, making my way slightly northbound towards O'Connor and then towards Coxwell. So walk with me. This entire strip is going to be demolished. And for a good amount of you that know, Pape Street has been kind of a shit show for about maybe 6 months or so due to constant construction and renovation. And I'm outside McDonald's that was also recently renovated. It was one of those classic 80s/90s McDonald's before it turned into a depressed adult, as most of them nowadays do, so here we go. And we have another considerate driver that always thinks about pedestrians first. Yep. Anyways, we have a Burger King right here, and there also used to be a small strip here. About 2017 era was the last time I remember it. Didn't live in the city then, but that's where the 2-for-1 pizza used to be, with various other convenience stores, and I think there was another laundromat there before 2-for-1 moved slightly south. We have a Burger King here. We have a Food Basics. And we have a Family Stop Dollar Blitz. Just another Dollar Tree, I think, kind of. Dollarama will always be the top one in Canada, I believe, but you know, it's good to see more discount stores around, especially in this economy. And someone won $180,000 here. I could be next. I damn well hope so. See a little cafe, bakery, Serrano. I'm not sure if it's Greek or not. Dude, get your brakes checked out. But it seems kind of upscale, and this is a Greek area, so I'm not too insane to assume that it would be Greek. You see the 72C Pape bus there. And what a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. Just pure open blue, which is my favorite color. So, like I say in McDonald's, I'm loving it. And this is obviously a school zone. Multiple schools around here. I think the crossing guards are off duty by now. They're usually in operation most of the time. Every area varies, anywhere from 2:30 to 4:30. We're about the 4:30 mark now, so that sun is just beaming right down. And this is the first day, well, one of the first days. Yesterday was pretty mild too, where it starts to feel like it's actually starting to become spring again. We've had a few pretty cold days, rainy days even, but yeah, feels like typical weather for mid-April. And we have an East York Community Recreation Center with also a library, pretty much adjacent to a public school down there. I actually have a friend that lives right around the corner in a high-rise, but she's kind of busy today, so not a good day to visit. But look at this. I'm pretty sure this is the first bus stop I've ever seen anywhere, let alone in Toronto, that has Braille. There's something you don't see every day. It's always nice for the visually impaired. See a kind of a collection of high rises around here. Once you go further west along Cosburn, residential high rises, and then kind of just fades out again. And you see a bit more north. See a bicycle here with the seat removed, and from the rust and how it's almost like the grass has overgrown it. It's obviously been there for a while. Well, these are pretty good high-end brand of bikes. Someone they locked it twice actually. They just sort of forgot about it, I guess. And we are approaching O'Connor, just at the set of lights here, where I'll be taking a right on my way towards Coxwell. Got a cool little secluded bench here. No longer that 2 people would be comfortable to be on. Probably stretch 3 people on there, but let's just see the view from here. Relaxing, pretty much private. If you were sitting here alone and someone just came up, sat right next to you, I don't know. I'd be like, really, dude? If I didn't know them. So probably a good place to go if you just want to sit alone. We have a Mountie up there, or and here we are at O'Connor. Is that an EMS station? I think it must be. This is an area I actually grew up in, well, somewhat grew up in. You'd think I would know better by now. My dad used to reside closer to where I'm going to end this video. So East York has always been a huge part of my upbringing, pretty much when I was 10 to 25, because that's how long he lived at that house for. On a side street called Virginia. And I did a video of that back in January where I walked along Virginia. Walked along the lot where that house used to be. It was demolished and was replaced with the most unique piece of architecture on the street. Doesn't even fit in. It almost looks like a small building. So if you want to see what that looks like, check out my East York video. First walk in East York, I believe is the title. We have a Pano PTICON. I almost thought it said Pitcoin, but it doesn't seem to be in operation. And you'll see a lot of businesses in here that don't seem to be in operation. Just like a lot of the strips going up Pape that are soon going to be demolished for who knows what, maybe another condo. There was a barber shop also on that earlier strip where it was one of the cheapest I've ever seen. $8 for men, $10 for women. Good luck finding those prices anywhere else. Viva Pizzeria and Pasta, you know that's gonna catch my eye. And they're not open. But I'm curious, because some places don't open till later in the day, but it's almost 5 o'clock. I kind of want to just dash across the street here so I can get maybe a idea on their schedule. We just saw someone come out of there actually. Interesting. So it's saying Mondays are closed. Tuesday to Thursday they open at 4 to 10. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday they open from noon to 10. Saturday noon to 11. And Sunday noon to 10 again. But considering it's Thursday and it's Already past 4:30. I have no idea what's going on here. Are they in operation or not? Got a little mini mart convenience store there. And okay, on we go. Yeah, EMS. And this is obviously just all residential. Nothing really exciting here going on, but it's peaceful, calm to walk down, you know. So we see this house here. I guess you can call it a house. I don't know if it's that or a building. It seems probably more like a building, but the reason I brought that up is because it looks very similar almost to the house that replaced my dad's old house on the lot of 83 Virginia. But it seems like it's just a big glorified house to me. Just rectangle shaped. A lot of these houses are really miscellaneous. They seem to be all aligned, but when you look over here, is this short little house, and then there's, you know, whatever there is down there. East York is honestly one of my favorite areas to record in, and that's primarily where I started a handful of my videos. Mac Solution Store, authorized reseller and service provider for Apple products. So, speaking of Apple products and Apple issues, I had my storage issue finally fixed yesterday. I am not the most tech savvy person in the world. For anyone that's dealt with me, for anyone that's talked to me in depth, they know that I'm not. So yesterday I called Apple customer support service. Because last week I went to an Apple store, the iMac one in the Eaton Center. Waited almost an hour for someone to tell me they didn't really know what was going on. Probably something to do with iCloud. The syncing got somewhere halfway between my phone and iCloud. And they would send me an email to resolve it later. Not only were they incorrect, but I also did not receive the email. So finally, after just having enough of the BS, I just contacted customer support service, and it was actually very easily resolved. He says, you know, once you delete something, it's not really deleted until you go into recently deleted. And it'll sit there for about 30 days until it's permanently deleted. The second I found that out, honestly, that would have taken 30 seconds for anyone to tell me, and the problem would have been resolved. But you know, sometimes you just have to wait and wait and wait to find out the easiest solution. So at least it's solved and they won't have that storage problem anymore. Because I recently did one of a two-part video with a YouTuber, which will be upcoming soon, and had to make it in two parts using his phone because storage halfway through, pretty much 35 minutes in, said, that's it, you're done. So it is a huge issue, but rant over. I'm definitely glad I know how to resolve it now. As we approach Dawnlands, I'll continue to go further east. Some infamous Dawnlands diner that I used to go to quite a bit. I think it's called Tulips. Unless there's another place I'm confusing it with, but I have been wrong many times before, so. There's a beer store. Wait a minute, is that still in operation? I used to go there quite frequently whenever I'd visit my friend, who I said that lived on near the intersection of Pape and Cosburn. And I'm assuming they must be, because not only is the sign gone, I'm pretty sure the doors were boarded up as well. Huh. And that was the only beer store I pretty much know of anywhere around here. So, oh yeah, it's closed, it's gone. What do you know? Okay, so it's not Tulips, I'm sorry, brain fart. There was another infamous breakfast diner called Tulips, but this is called the Dawnlands Diner, I think, so. Yeah, they're pretty good, but they kind of like renovated pretty much everything about that. And the seating options were, I found, way less convenient. You're kind of like squeezed in a bit more, and I don't know, I think it lost its appeal, attraction-wise, so. That's why my dad used to bring me there, we just stopped going. Nothing looking to consider it. BMW driver right in your way. Probably didn't put his turning signals on either. It's a pretty cool bar I've seen many times, but never actually been in. The Wally. One day I'll have to check that out. Egg Smart at Tim Hortons. I guess I can't really cross directly here, so I'll have to go back to this side to do that. To see the boarded up former beer store. They're just tearing down everything, aren't they? You can see there, it looks like it used to be a movie theater, but I think it was called Pie in the Sky Studios. But that also seems to be renovated now, so. Huh. Wonder what that's become. And we see more collections of high rises, residential over there. Heading more north here. And this is something you see very frequently all the time. People just rushing and rushing and rushing to make that amber light. And sometimes they are able to get out of your way, but a good majority of the time they're not. And they're completely blocking the crossway, and it's just not just one of my biggest pet peeves. I'm sure a lot of people's pedestrians' pet peeves. So it's like, dude, what is this? A body of what used to be a guitar, but I've never seen a guitar really shaped like that. The irony of it is that it's almost in the shape of a guitar pick. Huh. 2 single coil pickups. Huh, interesting. Bar rail shot, $5.95. That's not too bad. $6.95 for a cheeseburger. That's not too bad either, you know. Everyday pint deal. King's Belly Pub. Got a gold Mustang speeding up the road there. While there's a municipal speed camera in use, so watch out, you lunatics. They'll get you, as they should. Got one of those old-fashioned stretch GMC vans. The long boy. Savannah. house that belongs to a psychic. You want to just throw your money down the trash to have some scammer tell you BS, then that's a place to go to. No offense to anyone that does, but you know, got a free library across the street. It's cool to see those in operation. I don't know how many people still read books nowadays. Probably a lot, but now you can even like read books on your tablet or whatever. So I just passed by a library a little recently. So unfortunately, with social media and everyone being on their phones, I think most people, especially the younger generation, are starting to read less and less. It's always kind of a shame, but you know, it's just how things go sometimes. I really do believe that reading helps the creativity in the mind, so. This guy rushes out. Surprised he gets cut off. Typical. This is another intersection here. You come up from the DVP. Whenever I'm traveling with my stepmom and she's trying to take me somewhat back home, she always usually comes up here. A couple of times she's been able to make the green, but it's usually pretty rare. It's about a 1 in 20 chance, I would say. And this is rush hour, so traffic is pretty congested. Lost dog. It's weird when I see posters like this because it's like an animated, almost like an AI dog. There's 2 of them, but I guess they're made by the Southeast Toronto company. I guess they search for animals. I don't know. They don't put the name or anything like that, but and it's always sad when you see posters of missing animals, because a good majority of the time they don't come back. But on the opposite hand, I've seen some where animals have been found, so I'd much rather see those. And that goes down to the DVP there. The Don Valley Parkway. That's just about it. Just a pretty low-key, nice pleasant day down our residential street. When I get to Coxwell, there's another few strips that have free topping pizza, some convenience stores. Starts with a Mr. Sub, Wayne's Supermarket. It's like a vegetable and produce market. You have an LCBO, you have a Starbucks, and a Pizza Hut. That adjacent with another high school, collegiate. This seems very late 90s, early 2000s. We have a teal PT Cruiser. I don't think they make PT Cruisers anymore. Nor do you see many vehicles in teal anymore. Blast from the past there. Wow, already 25 minutes in. By the time I reach my destination, it should be approximately 30-35 minutes. We have a Toronto Maple Leafs flag that looks like they're in Raptor colors. Never seen it in violet or purple before. Huh. And also yellow heart, snipey. More in the inside residential streets, you'll see a huge collection of them, multiple colors. Four Oaks Skate Park. Nice mini little park there, that's pretty cool. So there's a special YouTuber that has a birthday today. Some of you might know him as Henry from Toronto Tech and Transit. So I'll be sending his link in the description below, just to give him a special shout out, happy birthday, and just thanks for being an awesome, supportive YouTuber. And anyone who's ever talked to Henry, collaborated with Henry, oh my god, stumbling my words here, knows how great and awesome of a person he is. And I haven't even met him yet, so I will try to make a meeting tomorrow if I can on Good Friday. So shout out to you, Henry, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Might go into one of those brief silent modes when I really have nothing else to say. Just taking in the scenery here. So the next set of lights will be my destination. Right outside of Shoppers Drug Mart, if they haven't closed down too. Who knows? Every time I don't visit a place for a certain amount of months and I come back, something's always closed down. Approaching Four Oaks, which is the next set of light intersection. Yeah, by the time I get to Coxwell, I think I'm gonna have to rush up the street, go into a Starbucks, and buy a brew so I can use the washroom. Something wrong with my bladder, right? I'll say I have to go. I'm sorry that's TMI, but it's kind of a YouTuber's nightmare if you have to record for a good amount of time. I drink a lot of Gatorade and energy drinks, so maybe I should try to refrain from that before starting a pre-record or live stream. You live and you learn, I guess. Alright. Only a couple more blocks. You see another residential high-rise creeping there in the horizon. And again, you could just see anything. Any plane, any helicopter, even the mini little jets there. Getting kind of hungry too. I could go for a good burger or something. I don't know. Well, I don't think there's any burger places around here. None that I would trust anyways, besides the one I just passed, but that's kind of too little too late for that now. And it's kind of a little miscellaneous here because this is obviously a huge house. Well, compared to the rest here, 430. The house next to it is small either, but has a nice ramp. This is, I would call it probably a middle class area, upper middle class. Some of you might debate if a middle class even exists anymore. And that could be a fair point, but I would say that I wouldn't say this is the richest area. It's not like Rosedale or anything, but definitely a higher income community. As opposed to, let's say, Scarborough. Most of Scarborough. Shooter and Sherborne, that's for sure. All right, 5-minute stretch away. And when you go up these side residential streets, they're just very calm and peaceful. In the near future, I'm probably going to do a couple videos there. Maybe not all in East York, but just areas like that I just find very blissful. And I don't feel personally every video has to have constant commentary. Sometimes you just want to take in the scenery. So there's another big house there. A couple big houses. Got another speeding camera. I want to see more and more of those mounted pretty much everywhere around Toronto. Too many lunatics on the road that put your life in danger. I want to see an end to them. No bike lanes around here, unfortunately. That's something I usually comment on a lot quicker, but I'm just kind of noticing that right now. It's like, you know, just stay safe and hope for the best, but maybe this would be considered a bike lane. It's not marked or anything, but you're not really getting in pedestrians' way or putting them at risk either, so that's kind of where I would be cycling until I was completely cut off between a sidewalk and a road. So and we are reaching the end here. Excuse me. One last little view I want to get before I cut this off. Traffic can be tricky to get across though. It's a red light. It's like, there are a lot of considerate drivers that'll let you by, but there's a lot that won't. It's like, dude, you're rushing to a red light. Come on, man. Come on, angry Jeep. So I'm gonna be bold here. These guys are kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go really quickly now. Please don't hit me. And you went into the lane that was closer to me. You should have just stuck in that lane. All right. This is kind of the view I wanted to get. It's down this hill here, and I know you really can't see jack shit, to be honest, with all the branches in the way, but it's kind of a little cool hill drop there. You can kind of see a little bit north there, but all right. I almost got hit by a car for that. Was it the smartest move? Probably not, but oh well. No risk, no reward. All right, before I dart across the road again, yeah, I don't want to get caught in another chain of traffic here, so I guess I'll just be patient and wait for the light. All right, dart one more time across here. So, you see the strip approaching the intersection of O'Connor and Coxwell Drive. I think that's a wrap. So on that note, thank you for watching. My name is Kyle Walker. Please always remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for all videos or personalized, whichever you prefer. I'm always grateful, and I will see you in the next one. Walker out.